Hello, I'm Samantha Salinas, and I'm going to talk about a brief description of the jobs I have had through my career. So I started working in Mexico City in a visual effects company called Fleetbook, and I stayed there for almost 4 years. And what I like about the company it was that it was a really creative experience. And what I didn't like about it is that they moved to another state, so I have to move with them. But then I wasn't feeling good about the moving into another state, so I came back to Mexico City, and I was freelancing for a bit until my next working for my working experience. So I was working at Voxel Studio, another visual effects studio, and what I like about it was that it was remote. And what I didn't like about it was that they only look for you when they had work. So it was almost as well as a freelance experience. My next company was Embato, and Embato was a company specialized in doing mockups for digital products. So I was using After Effects, and I was liking the pipeline with After Effects and Fusion. And what I didn't like about it was that I guess the people was not such a friendly and in that state. So, but it's work, and sometimes you like something and you don't like another thing. So my next experience was in MPC at Montreal. So I flew in September of 2019 to Montreal, and then I loved the experience and I loved the city, and the people was like really keen to help you with everything that you needed help with. And what I didn't like about it was that as well it was a um, short contract. So I came back to Mexico in December of 2020 and in December of 2019, and then the pandemic happened, and then I moved to another company that's called Mighty Studio, and I worked there for quite some time. What I love about that project it was and the studio it was that it was focused on animation, and I really learned some new stuff in the studio and new software, including Toon Boom. And what I didn't like about it was that there was not such a good payment. So that's the reason that I didn't like about the thing I didn't like about that job. So my next experience was in Oxido, a visual effects studio in Mexico. What I like about the project, what I like about the studio and the place, it was the people. What I didn't like about the studio, it was the way that you were asked to deliver tasks. It was not such a respectful work environment. And my next experience was in Canada, and what I like about the place, it was called Radio Visual Effects Studio. So what I like about the place, it was everything: the pipeline, the job, everything. I used to love the working hybrid work. So you could go to the office some days and stay in your home working other days. So that's what I love about that studio. My next experience was in freelancing. What I like about freelancing is that you control your time, but what I don't like about the freelancing work is that you sometimes don't get work. And my latest experience was in London, and what I like about the job it was that I used to use my own software, the software that I feel most comfortable with, it's called Nuke. So that's what I love about the studio. But what I didn't like about the studio was, again, my boss, because when I tried to tell him about Arroto being good and the things being good, he was discouraging me that it was done, that it wasn't done properly, but it was done properly. And until some other teammate, male teammate, told him that it was good, he believed it. So he wasn't believe it from my side because I'm a woman. So that's what I didn't like about that job. Thank you very much.